Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Edge0626 Q&A. Before I get into the actual Q&A, I would like to get into a little bit of the gameplay here. I was hanging out with my buddy Sapper. His links will be in the description below, his Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube and all that stuff. So, he's a good guy. He makes good content, so go check him out. Anyway, this is also on the one of the China Rising DLCs on Battlefield 4. I actually did pretty decent this game. I went out with the AK-12, which is the first gun you get in the assault class, because really there's no point in running engineer, which is the only other class I run. So I hope you guys enjoy this, because it's a pretty decent gameplay. I start off a little bit slow, but then I really do pick it up. And let me tell you, man, this Coyote sight is good on any assault rifle you put it on, or any submachine gun. This Coyote sight is fantastic. Now, if only I could get the Coyote sight on my ACWR. Now that would be a dream come true. So anyway, so let's start off with some of these questions. Now, before I get into those, I just want to say this Q&A series is going to be a little bit monthly, so and I'll let you guys know, like, on commentaries in the videos, like, hey, the Q&A is coming up. Leave questions for me down in the description below. So that's pretty much how I'm going to run this thing. I mean, it doesn't seem like an unreasonable type of setup. Like, next month I make a commentary, and then I say, oh, by the way, the next commentary or whatever is going to be the Q&A. So leave questions down in the comment section. I'll answer them in the video. So I got a couple of good questions here. Start them off. I'm gonna read them off by name. They're not gonna pop up on the screen. I'm just gonna read the name of the YouTube on the YouTube comments of my last commentary, which I believe was it was the thank you for the 100 subscribers commentary. So, from Mr. Still Your Girl, he says, congrats on the 100 subs. Thank you very much. And what is your major in college? Now, for those of you who don't know, I do go to college. I go to Rider University in New Jersey, and it's one fantastic college to go to. I do very much enjoy going to it. My major at this moment in time of me making this commentary is undecided, but I am enjoying, I'm just taking out, I shouldn't say enjoying, but I'm just taking out the core classes pretty much, so I don't have to worry about taking core classes and then having to worry about, taking the course or the major requirement classes. But what I'm planning on majoring in is communications major, or being a major in communications is what I'm trying to say. I think it's a pretty cool idea, because YouTube I kind of consider like a radio. Well, I mean, it's a video sharing website, but in some cases it kind of acts as if it's a radio type of thing. Like, I use my voice to talk to you guys about stuff, so I could see myself, doing radio type of stuff with a communications degree. So, thank you for that question. From Corndog, X_Corndog_X. His is a little bit long, so let's just read it. I'm not a fan of wrestling, but here's my question. So in 2 days, CM Punk, at the point of him posting this question, is CM Punk is going to fight Mickey Gall at UFC 203, and you're probably going to make your video answering questions after this event. So, did you watch the fight, and what did you think about it? I predict Mickey wins by rear naked choke, which I believe is RNC, what he said for abbreviation, in the first round. Yes, I am going to post this after the fact. For one, I do not buy UFC pay-per-views, so I do not usually watch all the I don't watch the UFC pay-per-view fights. I do watch the the fights that they have on Fox and Fox Sports 1 when they're on. There's actually going to be an event next weekend I'm going to be watching. I'm probably going to record it on DVR too. I always record it on DVR as well in case I miss anything. So it's pretty that's pretty much what happens with that. So that's part of the question answered. In terms of the CM Punk fight, what my thoughts about it, he lost, obviously. By now everyone knows the news in the wrestling and UFC and the MMA community. He lost, got dominated in the first round from what I'm hearing, which is a shame because me being such a fan of CM Punk, he's like my second favorite guy up there with Edge. So, I've always considered Punk a really big mentor to me. Like, not mentor, idol. He's like a role model to me in some way. I always, looked up to the guy. So him, trying to prove everybody wrong that he can do this type of stuff, and, ultimately losing his first fight, is kind of a shame to see. It really does suck because, like I said, I am such a huge fan of him, But, if any good came out of that pay-per-view, if you ask me, it was the fact that Stipe Miocic retained his UFC heavyweight title. So even with Punk losing, which is unfortunate in my case because I'm a big fan of him, at least Stipe won because I was pulling for him on that. And Corndog, he replied to that comment the night of the fight. He said, "LOL, oh shit, I called it. LMAO. He should have fought a stand-up fighter. I think he would have had more of a chance." And yeah, I think when you watch the evolution of Punk, series that he had on Fox Sports 1, he probably would have had a better chance with a stand-up fighter because his ground game, no bueno. Even I noticed that. I'm not an MMA connoisseur. I don't study it like I study wrestling when I watch it, but I know enough about MMA to know whether or not a guy's ground game is any good, whether he's on top or on bottom. Pause. And his bottom ground game, his guard, was bleh, to say the least. So thank you for that question, Corndog. Last question, because I only had 3 questions, comes from my little brother. His name is King Chris Live. If you want to check out his channel, look up my thank you for 100 subscribers video, and his channel is pretty good. You might enjoy some of the stuff he posts, maybe not, but he posts some pretty good stuff. He says, "Where do I see my channel in 4 years from now?" Of course, he couldn't just say 5 years because that probably would have made more sense, but you dumbass, Christopher. No, in all seriousness, in terms of where I see my channel, I see it being successful still. I see it still being up. I definitely would see more growth out of it. And pretty much the content I post then would almost be the same amount of content I post now. Because, I don't change. I'm not going to change for anyone, even if it's for these new fucked up, what do you call, new YouTube guidelines and shit. So, so I see myself, still being I see myself still being on YouTube, hopefully in being with a larger audience and stuff. So for those who will support me then, thank you, and for those who are supporting me now, thank you very much as well. So I guess that's it for the first episode of the Q&A, guys. Like I said, next month I'll probably do a commentary, and in that commentary I'll probably mention, hey, Q&A is coming up. Leave your questions down in the comment section like I did for this video. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. Don't be shy to ask questions, man. I mean, the only questions I won't answer, like I said, are really stupid ones, and I should have also mentioned this. I don't answer political questions or any world-esque questions because, quite frankly, whatever goes on in the world nowadays, I just don't care about. Well, I shouldn't say don't care, but I just don't pay as much attention to because it's just so many fucked up things going on in the world. I just don't want to talk about it. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this Q&A episode. Be ready for the next one next month, and I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will catch you all on the next video. Y'all have a blessed day now.